So today we're here with Global President Dominic Pratt from KAO. This is a really exciting time, and here we are in Chicago for the Global KAO. It's not a Zoom anymore. It's
No,
the
it's a KAO Salon Global
Global Experience.
Experience.
That's right. That's right. It's so good to meet you. And
You too.
like I said, I've got a history with this show, so I'm really excited to be here this year. So, how many years has it been now? Do you?
It's a very good question. I would say this is probably, I mean, obviously we missed 2 years with the COVID challenges that we had. But if you count the virtual ones we did, I guess it's getting on for 15 or 16 now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's been
would
a
say
long
so.
time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. And it's really evolved over the years, right?
It
The
has
way it's been.
evolved, and but then so has the industry, so has the market, so have salons. So we hope that we're keeping pace, but the pace of change is getting faster and faster, so it becomes harder and harder each year. So, but it's important for us that we get feedback from everybody joining, especially our sort of salon partners, so that they tell us what they want from the event, and we can keep it as relevant and as inspiring and educational as we possibly can.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely very important. And I love that you're taking that perspective because it's the people involved that help make it great. And I mean, how long does it take to create an event like this?
Oh, over a year.
Yeah.
Well over a year. I mean, and actually this one is a bit unusual because of the 2 year challenge we had in the middle. I mean, we started organizing this event in 2019.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then, so that's 4 years later. Now, of course, that's not normal, but still, I mean, it's over a year to organize an event of this size and this complexity.
Absolutely. And how many people are we expecting?
We're expecting about 2,000 stylists coming.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
might be a little bit less. We had some visa problems, some COVID problems, so we had a few sort of dropouts. But it's going to be close to 2,000 stylists joining us. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a huge event for us.
Right. Yeah, and I've seen that grow. I feel like it was in the beginning, because I saw it from the beginning, and it's just grown to such massive capacity now. I mean,
Yeah,
that's and it's global, which is
it's
great.
global. Yeah, I think we have 37 countries represented in the competition,
Hmm.
and I'm sure even more than that in terms of visitors and partners who are coming.
Right, right. So, how important is it to the stylists and the artistic teams involved to be a part of this? And like, what do you think they get out of this?
I think they get a lot. I mean, the first thing I'd say is it's got more important because events like this have died out. So I mean, there aren't as many opportunities for these amazing artists and ambassadors that we have. Plus, of course, the competition participants. There aren't that many opportunities for them anymore to do a big live event like this. There aren't platforms available for them to show what they can do. So I think for them, it's become even more important than it was in the past.
Yeah, for sure. We must see a lot of the same people coming back, or do you see a lot of new faces? And
We do. I mean, there's sort of a core that is coming back, but because we move around the world,
Mhm.
it allows then new people to join, or people who can't join in one location, they can join, the next year in a different location. So that keeps it sort of mixed and different, and so it's not always the same people coming.
That's true because I think I heard it goes from North America to Europe and they kind of alternate.
Yeah, we do alternate. It depends a little bit on. It's not easy to actually find a location that can
Accommodate
house
this.
and
Yeah.
accommodate an event of this size and complexity. So
Hmm.
it depends a bit on the city that we decide.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we try to rotate between Europe and North America. So we did, Stockholm, we did Barcelona, we did um, Vienna in Europe, and then Amsterdam last year. But then we've also done Toronto, we've done Miami, we've done Las Vegas, we've done Chicago, we've done Los Angeles in North America. So
Right.
we go back and forth across
Mix
the
it back
globe.
and forth. Now, there's going to be a bit of a pause next year, did I hear?
That's right. I mean, that goes back to what I was talking before. Just the pace of change is
Hmm.
so enormous now, or
Hmm.
so fast. We wanted to take a pause to make sure that this event is still delivering what our salon partners are looking for. So we're going to, part of what this event will be doing is giving all of our participants a chance to tell us, what do they want to see more of, what do they want to see less of, and what would they like to see new, so that we have a chance to reimagine it. And the challenge for us is when we do that, the event takes more than a year, so we have sort of no choice. So the bad news is we have to take a break next year. The good news is we'll be back in 25. I won't say necessarily bigger, but certainly better than than ever. Bigger if that's what stylists want, smaller if that's what they want. But
Right.
we want to make sure that it's fit for the times, and is really an event that is an event that stylists love to come to.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's just a general evolution of things too. Like you say, you learn as you go, and you get your feedback, and you find out what everybody loves. I mean, there's a lot of parties
Yeah,
happening.
there's a lot of parties as well, and I'm sure they'll be top of the list to stay,
Yeah.
or even more of them.
Yeah.
But as I say, I mean, just an event of this complexity and this size, we need to be sure that it's really what people want, and we just need that year. Then once we know what our partners are looking for, we just need that year to be able to make sure we deliver it fully and in an amazing way in 2025.
Yeah. So it's always been like a few day event. It kind of takes that long to get in all the things that you want to do, like your education, your show, and the competition, and
Yeah,
the
and all the ambassadors,
parties,
the
and
creative teams that present, and the brand experience area. So there's just so much to do here. We feel that 2 days is the only way to do it justice.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, and just the fact that there's so much to prepare. Like, how big is the team that puts this together?
I think the core team is relatively small. We have,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've met Charlotta, is sort of the
Mm-hmm.
guru for the whole event. She
Yes.
is the whole event spins around her expertise and her experience of putting these events on. But of course, by the time we get close to the event, almost the whole company is involved in some way to make this event happen. So
Yeah.
it's a huge team.
Right.
It's a small core, but in terms of making it happen, it's a huge team.
Yeah, I think you kind of need an army for this.
You do need an army for
the
this,
beauty
and as I
army.
say, it's almost a hobby for some of us.
Yeah.
We give up our day job for a couple of weeks and we
Yeah.
focus on getting this event
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect for everybody joining.
Yeah, well, I was just on the bus on the way here, and some of the competitors have not had any sleep. They're so nervous.
I haven't had any sleep either,
Yeah.
so it's not just the competitors.
It's a fun, exhausting weekend, but it's really great to see like the passion and the excitement, and that's what these competitions are all about.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the competitors in the competition that give 100%. It's everybody on the KAO Salon side also gives 100%. And a lot of them will take a week or two off afterwards just to recover, because it really is, it's not even 100%, it's 110% for the whole build up and then the whole event as well.
Right. Well, essentially, it's like performing, really. Well, the stage artists are performing, but even the competitors are performing, and not everybody is good at being, on stage or watched or whatever. Like, that's the nerve-wracking part about
it. It is. I have like a 2-minute slot on the stage, and I'm terrified
really?
already. So yeah.
I'm sure you'll do fine.
Let's hope so. Last year I couldn't read the auto cues because
really?
my lenses were blurry. So I'm hoping this year
maybe you need
that
an
won't
ear
happen.
thing.
Maybe, yeah.
So I've been to so many of these shows, and the show itself is spectacular. Like, every year there's something new and different and creative. I guess your creative team brainstorms and says, hey, let's do it this way this year.
Yeah, I mean, we take a lot of inspiration from the location.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of Chicago themes, which
Right.
is right and proper. I think you should do that. But then you have the amazing artists. Mario will be on stage. We're welcoming Rush back to the KAO Salon family, and they will be on stage. Their creative team will be on stage, and then of course Angelo will be presenting the third of his trilogy on Hair Everywhere. So Hair Everywhere 3.0. So that will be, and that's always an amazing part of the show. And then my personal highlight is seeing the winners of the competition announced, and they come up on stage, and you just see the raw emotion and how much it means to them to be recognized in this way. So yeah, the show is always a highlight for me, especially the last sort of 10 minutes where you see the raw emotion of the Creative Award winners.
For sure, it's like the raw energy. I feel like it's the Olympics of beauty.
It is, yeah.
It is. You see all the countries with their
flags, and then you realize it's a global community, it's a global family, and I think that's one of the last events that is really still live. And although we take a break next year, we still believe in events like this. We still believe in the human connection, because the whole industry is built on human connection. So our marquee event should also be built on human connection.
Absolutely, since we also missed it for several years,
Yeah.
So what kind of positive changes have you seen happen since we've dealt with that, and things are kind of new and different now.
It's, I mean, it's hard to say what's sort of positive, but I mean, it's certainly it changed so much, the industry. You know, even the businesses itself. You know, it's become a true omni-channel business now. So you see, whether we like it or not, it's a fact that the professional hair care is an omni-channel. Salon channel is still the roots of it. It's still the soul of it. But it's undeniable that end consumers are crazy about professional hair care now, and they'll buy wherever. So it has changed the dynamics of the industry, and I think one of the things we're trying to do is understand what's the opportunities that salons have from this, because it's easy to see it as a threat or a negative that people are buying in other channels from salon, but we're also reaching a lot more consumers. We're reaching a lot more people than we ever did before, and those can come back into the salon to get an amazing hair color, hopefully with Goldwell, or an amazing treatment or haircut. So I think it's given us a huge reach that we never had before COVID. It does change a lot, and it does mean that we as a company need to be aware of how we need to change, but also salons, huge opportunities for them to reach people they would never been able to reach before in the classical traditional hair salon business.
Right. This, like you said, it is an opportunity, and salons really had to learn how to take advantage of the digital space and their website and online retail. And sometimes some of them adapted it and some of them didn't. So that was the difficult part of it, I think. The other difficult part that I've heard a lot from small salon owners or salon suite owners is it was financially difficult for them to purchase like an entire group of products, an entire brand. Has that changed at all? Like, how does that
I don't
work?
think so. I think the rise of the sort of the independent or the booth renter or the smaller operation continues. I think there's a lot of positives there. People, feel a lot freer. They have a lot more flexibility how to run their business. But yeah, it is a challenge. It's a change. For us as a company, how do you make sure that we're supporting the independent stylist as much as we're supporting the big chain, for example? So I mean that's something that I'm sure we haven't cracked it yet, but I mean we want to make sure that we are there to support, educate, inspire all stylists, irrespective. But yeah, it's a big change for us as well as the industry generally.
Yeah, because even you have, okay, great, you have them as your customer, your client. It's also about maintaining them too.
Yeah.
So and maintaining them has a lot to do with education and communication between the brand.
And as you say, that type of education has changed because there's a lot of commercial education needed now. Whether it's how do you turn up on social media, how do you reach, how do you set up an online business for your salon? Whereas before it was just how do you do streaks, how do you do a balayage, how do you? So I mean that's still important, but all of the education has changed so much. The support that salons need from us has changed a lot, and that's what I hope. And events like this are a good way to connect, and we hear exactly what we are doing right and what we're not doing right, and that's also very helpful for us to make sure we continue to be the best partner for salons.
Yeah, well, and that, like I said, that's the thing, is the communication, to make sure that you hear, they hear, we hear both sides, and you understand the needs. And in terms of education, everything is digital now too. I mean, you don't have to show up for a class. You can just watch something on your computer or your phone.
Although we are discovering a lot of stylists love coming back to face-to-face, real education. And I think, this sort of making that convenience of virtual, whatever it is, education or anything else, with that still that need and desire to have face-to-face, is what we're looking at. What is the right place to have digital support, and what is the right place to continue to have that human connection and that face-to-face.
Yeah, I mean, our industry is so much about human connection, so it was really difficult for us to adjust to those different times, and we are all just dying to get back and hug each other and see each other in person, and that's why events like this are so important.
Yeah, and we were just trying to remember when was the last time we had a North American event. So it was probably Las Vegas. So I mean, it's six years maybe since we got together in North America. Amsterdam last year was the same. The emotion of people just finally being able to get together again was somehow, I won't say overshadowed, but it was definitely something you could see. And I'm sure this event this weekend will be exactly the same.
Absolutely. Well, even for me, because I know so many people in the industry, it's so
you
great
see
to
people
see
who haven't
faces.
seen each other for a long time coming together, and if we can facilitate that, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is new and interesting and innovative with any of the KAO brands and products? Is there
We can touch on a couple of things.
So, answer.
Yeah. So I mean, Top Shake Zero was our sort of big launch at the minute. So we just launched in North America this month. So this is the perfect Goldwell product because it takes 50 years of color technology and innovation and expertise, which we feel color is our strength. But this is ammonia free, it's silicon free, ethanol free. It's in a vegan formulation. The packaging is lightweight and reduced to the maximum. It's recycled aluminium. It's recyclable aluminium. Low energy production. So it's for us, because sustainability is so important for us, color is so important for us. This is where the two meet. So this is a really typical, I won't say typical, but this is a great classic sort of innovation from Goldwell, which we think and launch so far has been really successful. And I think this is a great addition to what we already think is the best color assortment in the world. Just got a bit better with this.
No kidding. Yeah, and you hit on everything. You hit on sustainability, more natural products, free of certain chemicals, recyclability, size, being compact. It just touches on everything.
Yeah, and without any compromise. If it's got Top Shake on it, then the color result has to be perfect, and that's what you get from this as well.
Yeah, Goldwell is definitely one of the top brands for color.
And then the other sort of big launch we had this year was Kerasilk was relaunched.
Yes, I was at the launch in Toronto.
Been a huge success for us. Yeah, I mean, I think a complete reinvention of the brand and sets it up nicely for the modern world in the future. Great reception from salons, from stylists, from consumers. We're very, very happy with how that has developed, and we'll be introducing a new Hero Bond Builder product next year to continue that strengthening what has been a really successful brand. Then next year we also will be relaunching Style Sign. So color is our hero pillar, but of course we have the complementary dual sensors on the care side, Style Sign on the styling side for the perfect color result, plus keeping the perfect color result at home. And so Style Sign will be relaunched next year. All the classics will remain, but we'll have 5 new hero innovations to come as well. And then dual sensors will be relaunched in 25. So then color has the perfect complementary brands in dual sensors and Style Sign for the perfect color.
Sounds fantastic.
So that's it. And then the last one is KMS. So KMS next year will be launching a beach cream, and it will be our first product as we evolve KMS with upcycled seaweed. Upcycled seaweed. So what that means is that with climate change, a lot of places now seaweed, you think, oh, that's a natural great thing, but there's a lot of rivers and beaches clogged with the stuff now because it just proliferates under warmer climates. So it's about collecting it, taking it, turning it into something useful. So a great cosmetic ingredient. And this will be the first product with upcycled seaweed.
Right, and it's natural and it's so good for you.
Natural, and it's taking a problem material, turning it into something useful, and putting it into a sustainable product.
That's fabulous. Well, I do have some of that texturizer spray in my hair right now, so
I
love it. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then of course Oribe as well.
And that's my shampoo.
Yeah. So Oribe, we will be continuing to bring Oribe to the globe. So Oribe, huge success in the US.
Yes.
But we will be looking at bringing it to the rest of the world because who wouldn't want Oribe?
Also, gorgeous, beautiful brand.
Gorgeous, beautiful brand.
Yeah.
And there'll be hero additions to Hair Alchemy next year and Gold Lust, the 2 biggest and most loved categories.
That's
in
great.
Oribe.
That's great. Are you guys buying any more brands?
You never know. we keep our eyes open, but no concrete plans at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's a good mix for sure.
Yeah, we have a very nice portfolio of brands. I think Goldwell has that sort of color hero, Oribe in that luxury space, and then we have now Kerasilk as well as a great addition to it. So yeah, I think
you've got all the bases covered.
We think we have all the basis for it to be the best partner to salons anywhere, any salon.
Absolutely. Well, this is fantastic talking to you and learning a little more about the brand and being in depth about the show. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. I've seen bits and pieces of it, so I think you're going to love it.
Awesome. Okay, well, fabulous. Great
Great.
to
Thank
meet
you so
you.
much. Thank
Okay,
you.
take care.